Alright, folks, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It's World of Wrestling here today to discuss about the WWE Raw episode from August 4th, 2025 review. This show sucked. Straight up, guys. I did not like this episode at all. This show kind of flew by the first 2 hours, and then by the 10 o'clock hour, it just dragged. And the show still sucked, even though it went past the two hours was real quick. I didn't care for the show all that much. I really didn't. I liked the return of LA Knight. I thought we were going to see a new member brought into existence on this show. That did not happen. We had CM Punk interfere in the match, which I think sucked. That's the normal thing to occur. We got all this chaos. Roman Reigns returned that same night to attack Seth Rollins and his group. They beat the living tar out of him after he got a little bit of an advantage over him. But they gained the control over the situation back. And they tsunami'd him a bunch of times, took his other pair of Jordan sneakers he was wearing. So now 2 pairs of Jordan sneakers are given away to Bronson Reed. He's a collector of Jordan sneakers. Shit, you ought to put those on fucking eBay. Get Roman Reigns' autograph. I mean, this show, it really sucked. I really did not like this show at all. Becky Lynch's next opponent for her IC title is Nikki Bella. Becky Lynch facing Nikki Bella for the IC title. And what has Nikki Bella done to earn a shot at this belt? Absolutely nothing. Becky Lynch cut a promo on her about her ex-boyfriend / ex-fiance from like fucking 7 years plus ago. I would say 8 years ago. She was in a relationship with John Cena, and she said, "Oh, you can't see your boyfriend anymore." Like, what in the fuck? This is what we got. And Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, Lyra Valkyria said to Bayley, "I don't hate you, but I don't want nothing to do with you. Just stay the hell out of my life. You don't need to make anything up to me. Nothing. Just stay the hell away from me." Bayley looked very disappointed, very upset at the fact that she was mad and everything else. She wanted to make it up to her. I think what she's going to try to do is go after the IC Championship and give Lyra Valkyria the first crack at her championship when she becomes the IC Champion. That could be a possibility. But in all honesty, all they had to do was just book Valkyria to win the title at SummerSlam. I was shocked that they went with Becky Lynch. This was really dumb. Absolutely fucking dumb and a waste of time, man. I don't know, man. I thought this was a horrific and terrible move by WWE not to give the title to Lyra Valkyria in this. And Becky Lynch is going off now to face Nikki Bella. Ugh, this company. They had Sheamus and Rusev brawling throughout the entire show backstage in multiple segments. Match ended up being a double count out. Didn't do much of anything. It's not going to book them in a match one-on-one on a pay-per-view. I mean, this show is just was god-awful. I mean, really. They explained that Brock Lesnar was cleared of all things with the legal obligations of the situation with the that the case with Vince McMahon, he's no longer a part of it. My thoughts on this is real simple. I don't care that Brock Lesnar did not face any jail time and it wasn't looked at as doing something illegal, which technically it was illegal because he was looking at her as a persuasive bribe to get him to sign with the WWE. I mean, and he was willing to do these things with her. The only thing that stopped him was because of the weather. I mean, some really sick shit, man. And I'll be straight up with you guys. They bring Vince McMahon back into the WWE after all this shit's cleared. I will be pissed, and I don't think I'm going to be covering WWE anymore on this channel. I cannot sit by and support a promotion that will allow a scumbag like Vince McMahon to continue to work within the company. He has no business being involved in this company. He can't book a show correctly, number one. And number two, he is truly a disturbed human being. I honestly, morally, I don't think I could support the WWE if they brought him back. I will praise Vince McMahon for all the dedication and the work he put in to make WWE what it is today. But at the present time of who he is from what we've seen recently, I can't do it. There's just been so many things I let slide and not, go ahead and say, look, I'm not going to stop watching WWE. I love WWE. But I'm sorry, guys. This is just too serious. This man should be facing jail time. And if Vince McMahon's brought back by TKO, these people are assholes. They really are. If they bring him back, I am truly done. I mean, I'm very close to being done now just because of Brock Lesnar being back. But he was not heavily involved in this, but he was somewhat involved in it. But I don't like Brock Lesnar now after the information I found out about him over the last couple of years from that case. And that man's married. And you're going to tell a woman to do some sick, depraved shit like that. I'm surprised. I was looking up online about Sable and seeing if she's even staying with this man, and she's still with him. There's actually photos or video footage of her and him together still in the month of May of 2025. I'm going, what in the hell is this? Either that woman was making it up and she's full of shit 100%, or Sable don't give a shit at all. She likes the money and that's why she's with him. And if that's the case, fuck her too. She's a piece of trash. I don't know, man. I really don't know, man. This company is really off their fucking bonkers. And they got rid of the media scrum, and we all know why that's the case. That's because they brought Brock Lesnar back. So they're probably worried about all these kinds of touchy questions they don't want to answer, so they're not going to. I mean, if you're woke, fuck you. I don't care about the woke movement. I think you're all blinded like fucking idiots. For anyone that wants to vote for Kamala Harris, y'all belong in a mental institution. The woman had no fucking credibility to be a fucking president. I mean, I'd have taken Obama over her if I was going to vote Democratic. I mean, but these Democrats today, man, they're off the rails, man. They don't have a fucking clue. I used to be a Democrat. I will never become a Democrat again unless they are some way back to being normal. These people are not normal. I don't even think they're Americans. I think they're fucking communists, honestly. Their practices, the way they think and everything else is communistic. It's not even American anymore, the way Democrats think. I used to love Democrats. Bill Clinton was a great president. I didn't have any problems with him. I mean, outside of him getting a blowjob in the White House, and I wouldn't have had a problem with that if it was his wife giving him a blowjob, but still, you know. At the end of the day, I mean, this company, WWE, they're all about the money. They don't even give a fuck about us. I wouldn't pay money to see a WWE show ever again. I honestly would love to go see one, but they don't give a shit about me. They care about making money off of me. That's why they overinflate the prices. They don't give a shit. And they bring Vince McMahon back even after this case is cleared. I'm done. There will be no more WWE on this channel. I will cover another wrestling show. I don't give a fuck. I would rather go ahead and cover a promotion that is like TNA, hell, even fucking AEW. Oh my god. AEW is boring the hell out of me, but it ain't because of moral code that goes against me. It's the fact that their creative is just so fucking terrible. But, I mean, they're not bringing in trash like Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, I mean, I have nothing against the guy in the sense of a performer. I love Brock Lesnar, the character. I mean, I won't lie. I went, what the fuck? But I was also like, why? He was part of a horrible situation that involved him. He was part of that situation. Why would you want to bring something like that back in your promotion? It's terrible PR, man. But the fans didn't care. I'm sure on SmackDown the fans won't care as well. It's really, and again, I say, people are fucking hypocritical. You're gonna boo Hulk Hogan, the greatest fucking character of all time that made wrestling what it is today, out the fucking building. Why? Because he supported Donald Trump? Why? Because he makes some racial slurs? I mean, if you want to dislike him because he cheated on his wife and slept with his best friend's wife, which, by the way, they were swingers. If you didn't know that, I researched that information a long time ago when this all occurred. Him and Bubba the Love Sponge were swingers. They swapped each other's wives. It wasn't that he slept with his wife. It was the fact that he recorded him doing some shit without his consent. So he recorded his ass. But yeah, they swapped wives, the two of them. They were best friends, and they swapped each other's wives. They were swingers. If you don't believe me, look it up. But even that's twisted. I mean, that really is fucking twisted. And it's disrespectful to do that to your significant other, whether you're okay with it or not. I mean, guys, if you got a wife, or women's side, you got a husband, don't cook. Don't cook. Because you're just disrespecting yourself and the relationship you're in. And if your spouse doesn't care, well, then fuck them too and get rid of them. That's my attitude. But on to a different note. Yeah, Brock Lesnar cleared of all charges pretty much. His portion of the situation is cleared. He is free to go to do what he's got to do. But again, like I said, if Vince McMahon even gets cleared and he's brought back into the WWE, I'm done. I'm straight up done with this shit. We had WWE tag team titles that were defended with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss against Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Not a bad match. SummerSlam's match was better. Alexa Bliss got the victory for her team, and they walked away retaining the tag team titles. What else happened on this show? Personally, I just don't care to talk about Raw tonight. I really don't. I'm just I came on here because I watched it last night. I figured I'd cover it. You know, I don't like to. I skip sometimes on some of these episodes, and I'm trying to stay consistent for you guys. Because you guys, when I'm doing it consistently, you guys are tuning in and you're subscribing to the channel. I want to keep building this channel up. But again, like I said, if they bring Vince back, I can't support this company anymore in any capacity. Even just covering it, I wouldn't want to do anymore. I'm over this shit. Seth Rollins' group is now called the so-called The Vision. That's what they're called. Apparently, that's the assumption that they're calling themselves The Vision. What vision is that? I have no idea. What else happened? Dominic Mysterio. He was walking backstage. This was after the LA Knight Seth Rollins promo. Was walking backstage with the Judgment Day. After what he did to AJ Styles, it was a great way to celebrate his 20 years. Finn Balor says they never doubted him. Balor asked Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez how they're holding up. They say they're going to regroup. Mysterio sees the LWO and asks what they're doing in his hallway. And Dragon Lee challenges Mysterio to a match, and Mysterio agrees to it. After that, AJ Styles walks up to him. So Balor and JD McDonough get close to him, and Styles says he's not going to slap Mysterio around, just not yet anyway. What Mysterio did last night was clever, but he's still coming after the IC Championship, and as long as he holds the title, AJ Styles is going to keep going after that belt, because he wants it and he wants to beat him for the title. He says there's only so many tricks that he can have. Time's running out. Mysterio says, yeah, time's running out because you're getting old. And then in the arena, Rusev makes his entrance. He'll be facing Sheamus next. I already told you guys that there was a double count out. Blah, blah, blah. There was a segment backstage with the New Day and Grayson Waller with Penta and Adam Pearce. He was trying to talk to Adam Pearce, and he kept interrupting Adam Pearce and Penta. So Adam Pearce gave Grayson Waller the match with Penta. I mean, what are we doing? Last week, Grayson Waller got stood up by the New Day when he stood up to Sheamus. And they all looked at him like, fuck no, we ain't dealing with you. And they disappeared without a trace. And he's still dealing with him. Not to mention the New Day's gimmick is absolutely horrible. Like, are they trying to be cross-dressers or something? They're wearing like Xavier Woods is wearing overalls without a shirt on, and he's wearing this big ass umbrero. Looks like he's from Mexico with a black umbrero. It's big as hell. You can't even fucking move around with it. It looks ridiculous. And I mean, the New Day is god awful. Like, please just get off my television. That is what this shit is. This is get off my TV type shit. I cannot sit through watching New Day. They make me disgusted. I don't know what the hell has happened to their gimmick, but they have made their gimmick go from super high when they were with Biggie and dropping his ass like a fucking hot habit. And then after that, they just fucking crashed and burned. I don't care if you put as many tag team titles on them as humanly possible. They were still shit after breaking out with Big E with their team, with him being on their team. I was figuring Xavier Woods was going to go off on his own, do his own thing, and we were no longer going to have the New Day. The New Day is dead and gone. There is no more New Day. This is the old day. The old day with a fucking just new paint painted on it. That's all this shit is with the New Day. New Day needs to disappear and be done for. If Xavier Woods or Kofi Kingston can't make it on their own, then get rid of them. There's no need for them. The tag team division sucks anyway. What's getting rid of the New Day going to do? How bad is it going to hurt the Raw tag team division? Let's be honest. This Raw tag team division is the fucking shits. It is terrible. I wouldn't waste my time with the... This is the worst tag team division I have ever seen on Monday Night Raw. Ever. Back in the early days when they used to do the brand split, the fucking Raw tag team division was the shit, man. That was tag team wrestling. They had some fucking great tag teams back in the day. Or they just put two really good individual wrestlers together and make them into a tag team for a year, and they were fucking entertaining as hell. You had Booker T and Goldust. You had fucking Chris Jericho and Christian. You had all kinds of great tag teams coming in and out of this shit. They can't even book individuals into tag team wrestlers on this fucking division and actually create a fucking division. You got Tyler Bate tonight portraying a Grande Americano. Are you fucking kidding me? You got Pete Dunne playing the smaller version, basically almost the same height as Chad Gable. He's also there. You had 3 fucking Americanos there between Kaiser, fucking Pete Dunne, and Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne should be tag team partners. They should be tag team champions, or at least challenging for the tag team titles. I'm sure they'd give us a more entertaining match with the fucking Judgment Day. Tag team wrestling in WWE outside of SmackDown sucks dick. Big time. And so does AEW. Golly, man. I remember AEW first started, all they fucking did was tag team wrestling matches. Felt like I was fucking watching New Japan Pro Wrestling. Because New Japan Pro Wrestling, a lot of times, back when I was watching the 2018, 2019, and so forth before COVID, that's all they fucking booked outside of the main event or grudge matches. They booked tag team wrestling matches, 8-man tag, 6-man tag, regular tag team matches, triple threat tag team triple threat tag team matches for titles, 6-man tag team title matches as well, never open championship for 6-man tag team. I mean, they had every fucking thing known to man they were doing over there. But, I mean, like, come on. Okay, what else did happen on this fakakta show? Meaning piece of shit. Yeah, Penta, Grayson Waller. Penta won the fucking match. Wow. How I'm not surprised. Austin Theory, the weight that he had to carry. Yeah. He's carrying his own weight. Straight to the shitter. The fuck. After the match is over, Penta celebrated in the ring before being confronted by Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Kingston checks on Waller. Woods gets in Penta's face, so he shoves him into Kingston. They all retreat from the ring as Penta puts Woods' ridiculous hat on, and Penta throws it like a frisbee at them before hitting them with a somersault senton. Jesus Christ, what trash. Okay. So, I already discussed about the WWE Tag Team title match for the women's division and so forth. Big fucking whoop-de-doo there. Io Sky's trying to talk with the Kabuki Warriors backstage. They're speaking in Japanese before Sky says thanks, but no thanks. Rhea Ripley walks over and asks to talk to Sky for a moment. Asuka tells Sky to talk to her friend, quote unquote. Ripley said she heard Sky ask for a women's world title match. Sky says she didn't get pinned at SummerSlam, and Ripley says she respects Sky as a former champion, so she needs to beat Naomi. Nothing would make Ripley happier than to beat her for the title. Sky says, Rhea, you are never going to beat me. And Sky walks off and Ripley smirks. And she goes, yeah, we'll see about that. Okay, so there's a AAA Mania event that's taking place on August 16th on YouTube. I might take a look at that event. I'm actually kind of interested, and it's not, you don't have to purchase it or nothing, and you get to watch it for free, so I'm kind of interested in that. Dominic Mysterio against Dragon Lee. This was okay, I guess, but the three Americanos, I mean, way too much bullshit. This is just outrageous. But Dom won. Glad he did. I like Dominic Mysterio. I think he is forming into his own. I think he's going to be a mega star at some point. And he's just slowly but surely, climbing up the ranks little by little each year. He's getting a little bit better. I honestly think he's going to win the AAA Heavyweight Championship at this AAA Triple Mania show in this Fatal 4-Way match. I think he's going to make a great champion. This crowd for Dominic went nuts when he showed up there a couple of weeks back before SummerSlam, and he got a really good reaction. I think Dom is getting a lot of attraction and liking towards him. People are not booing him anymore. People are actually cheering during his matches. People were cheering for Dom during the match against AJ Styles this past Sunday. And that match, even though it only went 10 minutes, was a fun match. Very enjoyable content there. Both men worked very well together. And again, the dirty tactics that Dom took without having outside interferences, I thought was outstanding. I thought it was brilliant, and I thought it was fun as hell to watch him figure out all these cool little tricks and tactics around from not getting caught and ending up winning at the end of all of it. I thought it was fantastic. Dom, I think, will be a world champion someday. I think in the next 2 to 3 years, this man will be holding a world championship. I don't think he's going to be holding the primary world championship anytime soon. I think that will probably be in his later days of his career, possibly, if he continues to succeed. But yeah, I could see Dom holding the secondary world championship and being like a co-main event matchup on major pay-per-views and whatnot. But yeah, I could see him holding a world title at some point. I absolutely dig fucking Dominic Mysterio. I think he's cool as shit. It reminds me a lot of Eddie Guerrero, honestly. I think he starts, studying Eddie Guerrero, maybe he has anyway, and really start building that kind of character and getting into that kind of role. I think he'll get over with the crowd a lot. I really do. And what he did at SummerSlam was proof of that. That was fun as hell to watch him go ahead and do all that shit and get away with it. So after the match, though, AJ Styles runs down to the ring. Mysterio tries to hit him with his boot like he did at last night's SummerSlam, but Styles ducks and Mysterio retreats from the ring and trips as AJ Styles throws his boot at him. Mysterio backs up the ramp as Styles checks on Lee. Next, we had Jackie Redmond backstage with Sami Zayn asking how good it felt to prove Karrion Kross wrong. Zayn says it's not about proving people wrong. People would have liked to have seen him use the pipe, but he chose not to. It would have felt good to use that pipe, but that's not who he is. This is about who he wants to be. Zayn wants to be the world champion. He will do it, but he wants to do it in the right way. Karrion Kross is in the rearview mirror. And then all of a sudden, Sheamus and Rusev bump into him as they continue to brawl. Zayn catches a stray shot. WWE officials pull everyone apart, and that's pretty much the end of the segment. They keep hammering the idea of Sami Zayn winning the world championship. I don't think it's going to happen. At least Seth Rollins' world title. I definitely see CM Punk being the guy to face Seth Rollins for the world championship at WrestleMania next year. And I see CM Punk winning that world title too. That's the direction I would go with. Sami Zayn, I don't know about him. The pathway of him winning the Royal Rumble is right there in front of them. I think that would be the appropriate decision to go with. But not for the World Championship. I think Sami Zayn should be going after Cody Rhodes for the WWE title. I think the best way they could do it is have Sami win the Royal Rumble, and Cody convinces him to face him for his WWE Championship instead of Seth Rollins. And here's how. He could go ahead and say, look, we got a lot of history between you and I. We're good friends. I respect what you're wanting to do. It'd be an honor to face you for the WWE Championship. And you know damn well I would face you clean. So there would be no ifs, ands, or buts whether you won or you lost. I would rather, if I was to have someone to face at WrestleMania for my WWE Championship, and if I so happen to lose it, I'd rather it be to someone like you because you definitely deserve it. You've stuck to who you are as a person, and you are a proven example, just like myself, that dreams can come true, and I want to make that dream a reality for you by you and I going ahead and going one-on-one over this championship. And if you so happen to beat me, I will shake your hand and raise your hand in the air and put that belt around your waist because you earned it. And it's about damn time. That's the best way I could go ahead and make it, make sense as to why Sami would choose Cody for the WWE Championship over Seth Rollins. Now, then again, that wouldn't really be a main event match on night 2. That would be a night 1 main event match that I would book for Cody and Sami Zayn. Main event night 2 would be CM Punk, Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's a fucking definite. I think that would be amazing. That would give CM Punk a second WrestleMania main event, and it would be on the true main event of night 2. Because I consider night 2 as the actual main event. But others would disagree and say, oh, there's two main... No, there's no 2 main events. There's only one. That's the one that closes the entire thing. Night 1's main event is actually more like a co-main event. It's not really the main event because that event is not officially over until night 2 is over. They just so happen to split it up so people wouldn't lose their fucking minds over sitting through 12 plus matches for 5+ hours and wanting to go ahead and take a nap through half of it. Because they can't stand sitting there for 5+ hours. Not that I can blame them. I mean, geez Louise, I sat through All In this past year, and it was over 5 hours. It went to 6 hours on the main card. Forget about the pre-show. The fucking main card went over 6 fucking hours. I had to watch the main event on a replay the next day just to catch up on what the fuck I missed. That's insane, man. Way too much content. Way too much shit. You have to be really, really fucking good to be able to keep someone's attention going for 6+ hours for one fucking wrestling event. That's insanity. That is truly insane. But hey, it is what it is, I guess they would say. Alright, went over about Becky Lynch. I'm not going over that shit again. She's just non-stop rambling bullshit. Brian Saxton, after the Becky Lynch segment with Nikki Bella. Brian Saxton's backstage with the Women's World Champion. Naomi Saxton says she called her shot and beat Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. How does she feel about her win? Naomi says she feels great. She warned everyone not to be shocked when she leaves SummerSlam with her title. Next week on Raw, she will defend her title against Io Sky. Why? I have no fucking idea. Io Sky lost that match. She didn't get pinned, but she didn't win the title, so what the fuck is she getting a match? Stephanie Valkyrie walks up to her and says that regardless of whether it's Naomi or Sky, the title will belong to her at Clash in Paris. Naomi says it will be her. At Clash in Paris, she'll take Valkyrie's horns and shove them far up her behind, or up her ass, that she'll walk with a limp. And Naomi cuckles and leaves with a some shit like that. Whatever, probably a horrible impersonation of what she sounded like, but who gives a shit? Backstage before the main event, Becky Lynch is walking backstage before she confronted by Natalya, Maxine Dupree, and Akira Tozawa. And Natalya is upset with what Lynch did. Natalya challenges her to a match next week. She agrees, but it's with Maxine Dupree. And Dupree looks confused as we go to the World Championship match. That was absolute fucking garbage. And that's your show. In a nutshell, guys. I don't know how much more I can emphasize how crappy this show is without boring the hell out of you. But this show sure as hell bored the hell out of me. This was by far one of the worst Raws in a while. I think there was probably another Raw this year that was just as bad, if not worse. So I'm not going to say this is the worst Raw of all time this year, but I will say it's pretty damn close to it. Storylines, not much going on here last night. And the thing that really pisses me off, outside of the ending for the world title match, which we should have seen the new member introduced, but eventually that's going to happen because we all know that the Vision, or whatever Seth Rollins' name of his group faction is, the new member is going to be available for this War Games match at Survivor Series in San Diego. That event, I'll be honest with you guys, I would love, if I had the money to go to that event, just to be in the Padres baseball field and seeing this War Games event take place. That would be something to go ahead and, stamp in the memory book and say, hey, I went to this event, I got to see it live and all that, and blah, 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 but I wouldn't waste the overinflated pricing that this fucking company wants to chew people's asses out of their rear end. I'd rather go ahead and spend my hard-earned money to go see a UFC event at this point, because at least the shit's fucking real. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say wrestling is fake, but it's predetermined, scripted, content. And that's where it's fake. But what they do in that ring ain't fucking fake, man. They fucking get hurt. And if you're getting hurt, that shit ain't fake. The downside is just predetermined. And that's the issue with it. But, yeah, this show, again, guys, not my cup of tea. Not very entertaining. And that's all I have to say about that. So at this time, guys, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching. And have a great night, guys. Bye.